In a world saturated with video editors, it is hard to stand out amongst a talented crowd. Suffice to say, my CV alone would likely struggle to convince you that I am the best candidate to offer freelance editing work to. I had a thought though, what better way to show you that I am capable of handling the job than by doing the job and giving you an insight of my film taste and personality at the same time. Without further ado, I am Mike, hopefully soon from WhatCulture.com, here to present to you my top 10 films of all time. Quick disclaimer, this list changes almost daily. Number 10. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Not the only Coen Brothers film to feature on my list. I only watched this film for the first time recently, but instantly fell in love with it. The decision to give the film an autumnal sepia-tinted look complements the beautiful scenery and captures the look and feel of 1930s Mississippi perfectly. The folk music score is at the film's core and drives the film's narrative, creating, in my opinion, a classic Coen Brothers masterpiece. Critics' reviews are positive, if not slightly unconvinced by Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. However, I believe that this film is fun, visually stunning and a great retelling of the Odyssey, making it worthy of a place in my top 10 favourite films list. Number 9. Jurassic Park. On any other day of the week, this could be a lot higher. Jurassic Park is iconic. It is one of the first films I think of when the word cinema or blockbuster is said. The animatronic dinosaurs were a pioneering creation in special effects in film, and the concept alone has grown into one of the largest franchises worldwide. This is before even mentioning stellar performances from Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough and the rest of the cast. Jurassic Park will always feel nostalgic, and even with the new Jurassic World films using all the latest tech and visual effects, Steven Spielberg's 1993 original will forever be the best. Number 8. Inglorious Bastards. My favourite Tarantino film. There, I said it. I could watch this film on repeat and never get bored. A continuing trend of mine, enjoying films centred around cinema, Inglorious Bastards makes for a funny yet tense viewing experience surrounding a Tarantino-style retelling of the conclusion of the Second World War. Brad Pitt's comedic performance has me laughing out loud, and in the next scene, Melanie Laurent's performance of grief and a desire for revenge has me emotional. The highlight of this film, however, is Christoph Waltz's portrayal of Hans Lander. It is a chilling portrayal and fully deserved the Best Supporting Actor Academy Award that Waltz picked up for the performance. One of the best villainous performances of all time. There are a few of those on this list. Number 7. Cinema Paradiso. Another film I recently had the pleasure of watching for the first time, Giuseppe Tornatora's Cinema Paradiso encapsulates the spectator's relationship to cinema. Ever since I was a child, one of my favourite pastimes was visiting the pictures. I've always loved the escapism and creative inspiration it brings. This film personifies this feeling through Salvatore, a young boy from a small village in Sicily who finds a passion for cinema and becomes fascinated with the projection room. The story is told through flashbacks and focuses on how a bond with the projectionist, Alfredo, shapes his future career, becoming a successful filmmaker. After a few more watches, this could be a lot higher on my all-time list, as it is a film that I connect with very personally. Number 6. La Haine. I initially watched this film as part of my studies during sixth form. When I first watched it, I'm not sure I fully appreciated it. However, this film gets better with every watch. I'm a fan of films that play out in a realistic time frame, and La Haine uses this technique to create a sense of isolation and boredom between the three protagonists from the northern outskirts of Paris. This film displays a helpless neighbourhood cast aside without a second thought and touches upon themes of police brutality and social class divisions. This social commentary film explores themes that are still present issues not just in Paris but across all parts of the world today. A film that I found to be an important watch and one that can be seen differently each time it is watched. Number 5. Back to the Future. I love this film for very similar reasons to why I love Jurassic Park. There is a certain cinematic nostalgia emitted from this film that seems to effortlessly transport you to the multiple time periods in which it is set. Marty McFly and Doc Brown are characters that are cemented in pop culture history, and it is another film that I could watch on repeat all day. The imagery from this film is iconic. When I was younger, I dreamed of driving a DeLorean as my first car. Well, to be honest, I still want one now. And like with Jurassic Park, the film's visual effects are groundbreaking, a major contributor to shaping modern Hollywood cinema. Number 4. No Country for Old Men. I have hinted at this film's inclusion in this video a couple of times. My favourite Coen Brothers film. Hans Lander's villainous presence on screen is at least equalled by Javier Bardem's portrayal of Anton Chigurh. The Journal of Forensic Science's independent group of psychologists named Bardem's depiction of a psychopath the most realistic scene in film. This Western thriller doesn't rely on large-scale action sequences or an overly dramatised plot, rather opting for a slow-burning manhunt over a briefcase of money. The visuals are stunning, and the performances from Josh Brolin and Tommy Lee Jones are excellent in their respective roles. A truly great film that I realise as I write this that I must watch again soon. Number 3. Psycho. I had to have a Hitchcock film on this list. Both Rear Window and Vertigo came very close to making my top 10. However, it is perhaps Hitchcock's most iconic film that takes the bronze medal on my list here. I have included several films with outstanding villainous portrayals, and Anthony Perkins' performance of Norman Bates is the pick of the bunch. The shower scene is one of the most famous scenes in cinema, and so it should be. Hitchcock is a master of his craft, and Psycho is a defining film in the slasher subgenre. Number 2. Superbad. I am not ashamed to say I have watched this film more times than any other. Despite being able to recite the film in its entirety, each scene still makes me laugh on every viewing. Although on the surface a comedy, deep down it explores the common insecurities within teenage boys and the anxiety surrounding moving on to adulthood and a new stage of life. It mainly just ranks this high because it's hilarious though. Bill Hader and Seth Rogen are brilliant as immature policemen, and who can forget the film's real main character?
I am McLovin.
Number 1. Drive. It is impossible to have a favourite film. There are just too many great ones. If pushed for an answer though, I would say Drive. The cinematography depicting the underworld of Los Angeles is perfect. There are too many good performances to name, and the opening sequence introducing us to the driver, I believe to be a fantastic and truly underrated piece of cinema. Although relatively popular, few people would have this in their top 10 films of all time. I look at the cinematography, performance, Winding Refn's direction and storyline, which questions the morality of a criminal over an intense hour and 40 minutes, and decide it has to be top. So there are my top 10 films of all time. Well, today's top 10 anyway. Thank you for watching. I'm a big fan of the WhatCulture channels, and it would be a pleasure to be able to be a part of the creative process going forward. Any comments and criticism would be greatly appreciated, and I hope to hear from you soon.